How did your perspective on the military change after your first deployment? I joined the Army at 19, watched too many action movies, read too many war stories, thought deployment meant kicking down doors and saving lives. My recruiter showed me videos of soldiers in combat, helicopters landing in deserts, convoys racing through dangerous streets. That's what I signed up for. Got assigned to the 82nd Airborne, elite unit. These guys jumped out of planes into combat zones. I was pumped. Finally going to be a real soldier. First deployment came after 2 years of training. Afghanistan, 2011. We flew into Bagram Air Base on a massive transport plane. I'm sitting there in full gear, heart racing, ready for action. Figured we'd hit the ground running. Patrols, firefights, real military operations. That's what I prepared for mentally. Instead, they assigned me to the base motor pool. Vehicle maintenance. My job was changing oil and rotating tires on Humvees that never left the wire. I was furious. Complained to my squad leader, Sergeant Holloway. I didn't join the Army to be a mechanic. I want to see real action. Holloway just shook his head. Kid, you'll understand eventually. Weeks went by. Same routine every day. Wake up, fix trucks, eat chow, fix more trucks, sleep. Other soldiers would come back from patrols with stories. I'd be covered in grease, wrench in hand, living the most boring deployment imaginable. 3 months in, I'm working late in the motor pool. This convoy rolls in from a mission outside the wire. 7 vehicles. They'd hit an IED about 40 miles out. The lead truck was destroyed. Absolutely mangled. Front end blown apart, windows shattered, armor plating twisted like paper. But here's what got me. The soldiers inside walked away. Minor injuries, some cuts and bruises, nothing life-threatening. They gathered around the destroyed Humvee just staring at it. One guy, Corporal Brennan, kept touching the door frame, running his hands over the metal. I walked over. You guys okay? Brennan nodded slowly. This truck saved our lives. The up armor plating, the reinforced doors, the blast-resistant seats, everything held together just long enough. He turned to me. You're one of the mechanics, right? You work on these vehicles? Yeah, I fix them when they break down. No, he said. You keep them running so they can bring us home. There's a difference. That's when it hit me. Every oil change I did meant an engine wouldn't fail in the middle of enemy territory. Every tire I replaced meant better traction on dangerous roads. Every bolt I tightened could be the difference between a soldier living or dying. Started looking at my job differently after that. Stopped seeing it as grunt work. Started seeing it as life-saving work. Got meticulous about maintenance. Triple-checked everything. Stayed late to make sure every vehicle was perfect before it left the base. Other soldiers noticed. Started thanking me when they came back from missions. Truck ran great out there. Appreciate you keeping it solid. One night, we got hit with indirect fire. Rockets landing inside the base. Everyone's running for bunkers. I'm sprinting across the compound when I see it. 3 vehicles parked outside the motor pool, completely exposed. If a rocket hit them, they'd be destroyed. And tomorrow, those trucks were scheduled for a major patrol. I didn't think. Just ran to each vehicle and drove them into the protected maintenance bay. Rockets are still falling. Explosions getting closer. Got the last truck inside just as a rocket hit 50 feet away. Shrapnel pinged off the bay doors. I dove behind a tool cart, ears ringing, heart pounding. Sergeant Holloway found me 10 minutes later still hiding behind the cart. Garrett, what the hell were you doing? You should have been in the bunker. Had to protect the trucks, Sergeant. Patterson's squad needs them tomorrow. He stared at me for a long moment. You risked your life for vehicles? I risked my life so Patterson's squad could make it home tomorrow. Holloway pulled me to my feet. Now you get it. Now you understand what we do here. Rest of the deployment, I never complained about motor pool duty. Never felt like I was missing out on real action. Because I learned something movies and recruiters never taught me. Military service isn't always about firefights and heroics. Sometimes it's about the mechanic who makes sure vehicles don't fail. The cook who prevents food poisoning. The supply clerk who ensures ammunition arrives on time. Every job in the military keeps someone alive. Every soldier matters, whether they see combat or not. Came home after 8 months. My dad asked if I saw any action. Not the kind you're thinking about, but yeah, I did my part. He looked confused, but I didn't bother explaining. You can't understand it until you've been there. Until you've watched soldiers walk away from a destroyed vehicle and realize your wrench work saved their lives. That convoy I mentioned, the one that hit the IED, I'd personally serviced that lead truck 2 days before. Checked every system, tightened every bolt, made sure everything was perfect. Corporal Brennan sent me a photo later. Him and his crew standing in front of the wreckage. Written on the back, thanks for getting us home, Garrett. Still have that photo. Reminder that heroism comes in a lot of different forms.